A few days ago I was watching Furia vs Falcons, and this happened.
Definitely had a sound cue towards middle when he's timing that final kill. Oh, that's why your mouse might not be working, my friend. Dude, why are you slamming your mouse for, you donut? You just broke your mouse. Congrats.
And yeah, that's a pretty bad crash out. But it got me thinking, which is the worst one? So I decided to just go through all the crash outs, and based on how reasonable, stupid, and funny they are, we'll find the worst one. Ad time. I've found the fastest way to sell Counter-Strike skins, and it's a site I've actually been using myself recently. For example, I decided to sell this P250 but didn't want to wait for a buyer, so I checked Skin.Land and they immediately gave me a very competitive offer. And the best part is that I could cash out instantly after reaching a certain sales volume. Let me show you. I select this skin, choose crypto from the menu withdrawal methods, enter my payment details, accept the trade on Steam, and boom, here's the deposit. It literally took 4 minutes. I think their excellent Trustpilot rating speaks for itself, so if you have some skins to sell, click the link in the description and you'll get $10 free when selling over $100 in skins. At number 8, we have Device boxing with his monitor. A running joke in the community, it's Device's favorite pastime when things are not going his way. And the most infamous example is this one.
Playoff run. The third map Inferno, we'll see it here again.
Misses the shot under so much pressure, right? Think about how... And then immediately starts moving again right now.
Yeah, which is why the
So he
ultimate...
didn't disconnect.
Wow!
There it is.
Oh my god, he's pissed.
Well, that's...
This happened in the semi-finals of IEM Chengdu on the last map at a scoreline of 6-9, so the stakes are super high, and having your game malfunction in a crucial moment is probably the worst thing to happen. So I'll only give it an unreasonableness score of 3 out of 10, but the tilt is definitely there. I mean, bro has 4 kills in 16 rounds and then this shit happens. Man, if I was in this situation in a Face-It puck, I'd be ready to start World War III. And just look at the execution of that punch. Beautiful technique. Device gets a 9 out of 10 tilt score, but only 2 out of 10 in the fun department. Because who wants to watch the same punch over and over and over again? Total score 14 out of 30. At number 7 we have Yekindar. Not really known for his rage, but playing on Liquid really brings out the worst in everyone.
11 bullets, more than enough.
Bow, bow, bow.
Revealed! Oh, yeah, that's a frustrating one. He got so close to it. Crosshair was there, got the info. And yeah, man.
I think it's a pretty reasonable crash out. He had a huge advantage in the fight and still lost it. Third map as well. A solid 5 out of 10 for unreasonableness there. And I'll give him 5 for the tilt as well. But in terms of how funny it is, I just love how after punching the monitor, he goes for seconds with his head. So I'll give him another 5 there. A total score of 15 out of 30. At number 6 we have an absolute classic, the Hallzerk leg punch. I mean, even the commentators treat it like it's a sport on its own.
Obscure the vision of middle. And that's the classic Hallenzerk leg punch. That was a quad leg punch.
Yeah, for those of you who thought it's a loop, I don't blame you. Hallenzerk really has mastered the technique. Bro just activated his ult. But I actually have to give Hallenzerk credit, because most of the time the leg punching happens after a stupid round loss. So we'll give him a 4 out of 10 for being unreasonable. In terms of the funniness, it's kind of the same as with Device. I mean, just doing the same thing over and over and over again, so 3 points there. But the one thing I can't deny is that Hallzerk puts his heart and soul into every single punch. It's a very passionate way to deal damage to your leg's soft tissue. So honestly, he gets 9 points for the tilt, with a total score of 16 out of 30. Number 5, we have the GOAT himself, Mr. Daniel.
Shows them that they have greater potential, and they steal this one away from Spirit. 2 pistols and the closes are not enough. Donk is not happy.
This happened after losing the first semi-finals map in the Budapest Major, and is probably the most reasonable crash out ever. I mean, imagine doing everything in your power to hard carry your team, pushing them to a 12-6 map point, and then you start losing stupid rounds like this, and lose in the overtime on top of it.
Come out with shot. The bomb can come back. 13 seconds. Can they get the plant in?
It's A site under wraps. Chopper dives the bomb site. Apex. Oh wait, cap push, and he gets it. Stops them in their tracks.
So I mean, only 1 out of 10 for how unreasonable it is, but this is probably the most tilted I've seen any CS pro be. I mean, I just don't remember anyone else literally storming out of the arena. Gotta be a 10 out of 10 for the tilt, and I'll give it a 6 out of 10 in the funniness scale, because he kind of looks like a Karen storming out after not getting a refund. 17 out of 30 total. Number 4, probably the most famous crash out of all time, is Nico literally punching a hole in his desk.
What a maneuver, what a play. God damn, he hits that table hard.
This happened in the Blast Premier Fall Finals on the last map, and winning this round actually would have been huge for G2. So again, 1 out of 10 for being unreasonable, but the tilt is definitely there. I mean, how often do you see somebody punching the desk so hard their hand starts bleeding? I'll give him 9 out of 10 for the tilt, just because G2 actually won the series, and we all know that if NiKo is 10 out of 10 tilted, his team always loses. But I do think it's a super funny clip. I mean, it's just classic NiKo, do all the hard work and then choke on the easiest kill. Also, the desk became a modern art piece, having a 20,000 offer at one point and ultimately being given away at Blast Bounty Malta. So 8 out of 10 in the fun department completes the total score of 18 out of 30. The top 3 is just miles ahead all of the previous clips, because besides being funny and full of tilt, they are also super unreasonable crash outs. Coming in at number 3, we have Dama from Monty.
Suka ojojoj, myszka faktycznie ucierpiała.
Cholercia tu ma to
Ojojoj, tak się nie traktuje.
Man, I just absolutely love the presumably Polish casters making fun of him, but that's not the end of this clip. Because a couple of seconds later, we have Krasnal trying to calm the boys down, and this is what Dama has to say about it.
Stop complaining, please.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it, but he goes, "Shut up, blядь." This is just peak Face It solo queue vibes, so to me, it's super funny to see these same unhinged people in Pro CS. Therefore, I'll give it a 9 for being funny, 8 for being tilted, and 8 for being unreasonable. Because if you look at the scoreboard, Monty are leading 11-7, and going full tilt, telling your teammates to is probably one of the most unreasonable things to do in that situation. We have a very solid 25 out of 30 total. Next, we have another all-time classic. It's the electronic crash out at PGL Bucharest.
This is earlier, that second round. Here's the
Now, to be fair to Electronic, it is a really bad plant. Because look at the minimap here. The only bomb site area that Virtus Pro have full control over is this side of the train. So it makes total sense that Electronic says plan for Z, also known as connector, and obviously losing against Deagles makes this even worse. But Virtus Pro are leading 9-5 after winning the first map. And again, getting so tilted is just not gonna help the team morale, and it's probably the fastest way to actually lose the game. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for being unreasonable, but I think it's undeniable that Electronic is super tilted. When did you ever see the IGL out of all the players rage so hard at a teammate? So it's gotta be a 10 for the tilt, and honestly, the more I watch this clip, the funnier it gets. It's just the subtle details, like the little desk slam he does to finish his act, or the fact that he threw a molly in spawn in the next round. So a 9 out of 10 in the funny zone, giving us a grand total of 26 out of 30. At number 1, we have Loba.
Something's broken around here and it might...
This happened in the Asia RMRs for the Paris Major, and let me explain to you what's so funny to me about this. First, Loba has a good chance to win this 1v2, but delivers an absolute stinker.
Out in no man's land, could go down right now. The shots are not connecting though.
Second, he has this crash out after losing literally the first round of the map. Imagine playing on his team and just seeing your Balkan teammate beat the fuck out of his desk in the first round. And finally, I just love how he looks at his hand in surprise as if he didn't expect it to hurt. So 10 out of 10 for being funny, 10 out of 10 for being unreasonable, and I'll give him like an 8 for the tilt. A grand total of 28 out of 30. I think it's gonna be really difficult to beat Loba, man. Anyways, that's the end of the list, and if you want to see more crash outs that usually stem from really bad chokes, I actually made a video on the 7 levels of Falcon's chokes. Just click here to watch it.